Welcome back to the channel. It is me, Rosner, and today I'm going to be bringing you a long-awaited video, personally. I'm going to be doing the unboxing for the Beta FPV Air 75 today, and also my first impressions. You can, also there will be timestamps, everything will be timestamped in the description below. If you want to stay till the end, I also have some just like DVR flight footage, so you can kind of like gauge performance of it yourself if you're considering buying it, but it's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to be doing this a little bit different than I normally would. Normally with an unboxing I would do that as a live commentary, but my microphone was not wanting to work with my phone, so instead we're just kind of going to go over the unboxing together and kind of just talk about everything that's included. Alright, well, I shipped mine direct from a drone shop here in Canada, so it got here within 3 business days, I believe. I've heard that if you ship from Beta FPV directly, it takes quite a while, so just be mindful of that. If you're going to be ordering it, just order it from a local shop or like an online retailer in your area, like Get FPV or whatever if you're in the States. But yeah, so I guess I'll use this time while we're just kind of going over the unboxing just to talk about my first impressions with the drone. And even though it is winter here in Canada, so obviously flight performance is going to be pretty decreased just due to the fact that the batteries won't last as long. They're not really meant for sub-zero temperatures. So, but no, it flies great. It flies like fantastic. Obviously, it's going to be a bit more powerful than my previous like Mobula 6 because it was only a 19,000 kV. But with the size difference of the frame, like you'd be surprised how much more powerful this flies, because it's still only a 1S, right? You have about the same discharge and like power draw from the batteries, so I wasn't expecting it to be that much stronger, but you really feel the 23,000 kV motors on the Air 75, and like I saw a bunch of discussions mentioning how that on their 75mm drones they'd rather use 25,000 kVs, and while I probably would agree, the efficiency from 23,000 kV is just really nice. You get like extended flight times, and on top of that, just the fact that it's so light compared to even 65mm whoops. Like it weighs less than the Mobula 6 analog. I think it weighed like 21.5 or 21.7 grams without battery. I'll look it up and like put it up on the screen here. But no, it just flies amazing. Even though like the battery life is drastically reduced from the cold at the moment, it like even just my first 20 packs or so, however many I've actually flown at this point, all of them have been great. It's just a blast to fly. I didn't change the VTX power initially when I first unboxed it because I didn't save my changes, embarrassingly enough. But anyway, the main point is it was only at like 25 milliwatts or 100 milliwatts. I can't remember what it was factory, but it was flying out further than my Mobula 6 even could at what was saying initially 400 milliwatts. So I don't know if the Mobula 6 just had a like faulty VTX or if the VTX on the Air 75 is just that much better. But I do get vastly greater transmission distances on the Air 75 than I have with other 400 milliwatt whoops. So especially since this is kind of primarily more of an outdoor drone, unless you kind of bring down your rates for inside, you will find yourself kind of pushing that range a lot. And with the speed, I mean, it's kind of hard to confine yourself to one small area. I've noticed with this drone, it's very, very easy for you to kind of just find yourself houses and houses and houses away, just kind of like maybe even a couple blocks down the road. But it's been fun flying this drone. It has been very, very amazing. I've flown quite a few different drones and RC planes and things like that at this point. And I would say that the Air 75, aside from some of like the 5-inch long-range drones, the Air 75 is probably my absolute hands-down favorite FPV RC device that I've used. It is just enjoyable in general. It's fantastic. It's got really good flight control. It's very nimble and light, and it has good efficiency with its batteries, and due to the fact that it uses the 23,000 kV motors. So, I mean, the factory I think says up to 6.5 minutes with either the 450s or the 550s. Obviously, that is not the performance I'm getting at the moment because it is like below 0 here in Canada, so the batteries are not lasting that long, but they're still lasting over 3 minutes, like almost 4 on average in the cold, so while I'm pushing it pretty hard. flying freestyle and stuff. So I'm very, very pleased with it, especially for the price range. I don't think you're going to find anything better. So if you guys wanted to stick around to see some DVR footage of some flight recordings, I have that coming up after this. That about wraps it up for my first impressions and unboxing of the Air 75 by Beta FPV. It's a great little whoop, honestly. You can probably like lower your rates for indoor use though, so if you're primarily planning on using this for indoor, I would maybe go with like the Air 65, but if you're planning on using it outdoors at all, the Air 75 is fantastic. It's just a really good one to go for. So this is not sponsored, by the way, at all. So I just wanted to say that it gets a recommendation from me, and I hope you guys all have a good night. Bye.